So let's get started then and invite our experts on the show. Kunal Sarogi of Equity Rush is our expert who will be answering all your stock queries, and Hemant Rustagi of Wiseinvest Advisors is our personal finance expert this afternoon. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
SBI. But let's go to our next caller. In fact, I think it's an SMS that we get. It's Manali who writes to us from Mumbai. She earns around 7.5 lakh rupees. She wants to know which mutual fund she should invest in. She's 25 years old and she is a professional. So pretty much she's given us all those details. So let's go across to our expert. We have Hemant today. Hemant, what's your advice to her?
Because she's talking about investing in the mutual fund, which obviously according to me is an ideal investment option for any investor, because they score over other investment option in terms of liquidity, flexibility, and the variety of funds, tax efficiency. So I think she has chosen the right investment option. It's also good to see that she is 25-year-old and she wants to start investing at this early stage of her career, which is always a great thing, because you have enough time on hand. You can invest in asset class like equity. You benefit from power of compounding. So I think she's doing the right thing. Since she's looking at investing in basically for longer term, couple of equity funds she can look at. One is the Birla Sun Life Equity Fund, which is a pure large cap fund. She can look at IDFC Premier Equity Fund and Reliance Equity Opportunity Fund. These three funds will give her a good mix of large and mid cap. And my advice would be that since she's investing for the first time and investing for the long term, if she can invest through SIP, I think it'll really take care of in terms of averaging as well as getting good return over a period of time.
That actually makes a lot of sense, Manali. I hope you were listening to that advice. Up next, we have Vakil who writes to us from Mumbai. He says he wants to know which ELSS funds he should invest in. He says he's 75 years old and is retired. Hemant, what's your advice on what are the good ELSS funds to be looking at?
Well, Sumera, first thing I would say that ELSS is a great option for any investor who's looking to save taxes as well as wanting to participate in the growth of equity markets. And then the best thing about ELSS is that if you look at its lock-in period, it's only 3 years, which is much shorter than most of the other options which are eligible for tax benefits under Section 80C. A couple of funds that can be looked at in this category. One is Access Long-Term Equity, and the other one is Reliance Equity Tax Saver. So I think these are two funds he can consider for investing.
All right, then that's some personal finance advice that's coming up for you. But some of these auto ancillary stocks, they're seeing big buying. So pull up Motherson Sumi. The stock has moved to a gain of around 2.5%, and 1.5% has come just in the last few minutes. You pull up something like an Apollo Tyres as well. That stock is moving higher with good traction. And even Bharat Forge, in fact, has pepped up in the last few minutes. Eicher Motors as well. That stock is holding with a gain of around 1%, and most of that move has come in the last few minutes. So clearly it appears that some of these auto stocks and auto ancillary stocks, they're seeing big buying. Even MRF, such a big counter, 42,000 rupees approximately per share, but that stock is holding with a gain of around 1% odd. Pull off MRF as well. So we are seeing some buying from the broader markets, and that's why the mid-cap index from holding with a gain of around close to around 0.4%. Currently it's on the verge of moving back into the green. Index as well is holding with a gain of around 0.5% odd. But let's get back to answering your queries. We have Nilesh who writes to us from Gujarat. He wants to know if he should invest in HDFC mutual fund or ICICI mutual fund. He's 30 years old and he is a professional. Hemant, let's come across to you. What do you think he should do?
Well, I think HDFC and as well as ICICI mutual fund both are leading mutual funds in the country, and both these mutual fund offer schemes which allow investors to invest in equity, debt, and gold. In fact, they offer a variety of fund under each asset class, which investors can choose based on what their time horizon and what their risk profile is. So here clearly, because he's shortlisted two mutual fund and he's talking about earning higher returns, so I'm assuming that he's looking at investing for the long term. So fortunately for him, both these funds offer some good quality equity funds. So for him it may not be either or. He can actually look at both these mutual funds. A couple of funds from these mutual funds which can consider investing. One is HDFC Mid-Cap Opportunity. As the name suggests, it's a fund which invests in mid-cap stock. The other one is the other two are from ICICI Mutual Fund. One is ICICI Pru Discovery Fund. It's actually a value fund. It's a pretty good option for long-term investment. Other one is ICICI Focus Blue Chip Fund. And again, as the name suggests, it's a fund which invests only in blue chip companies. So as a combination, I think he'll have good exposure to large cap and mid cap stocks. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, my recommendation always is that when you're investing for the first time, investing in equity, especially for the long term, invest systematically through SIP. I think that is the ideal strategy for any new investor.
All right, that's the advice for Nilesh.
All right, Kunal, thanks so much for joining in, answering all our stock queries, as well as Hemant, thanks so much for joining in and helping out with all our personal finance queries as well. Thanks so much for joining in. But as we speak, the Nifty has moved to the high point of the day, sitting with good gains of around 30 points odd. But with that, it's a wrap on your stocks.
All right, so on that note, I think we're good to wrap up the show. Thanks to our experts for joining in, and do stay tuned. Closing bell is going to take you through the last hour.